Today we're looking at this 2015 BMW M4 in this beautiful Austin yellow metallic. Some people say it is the worst color. It looks like puke green. In my mind, I think this is a perfect color for this kind of car. It is exactly what it should be. It is a sports car, but it is unmistakably BMW. I love how they've kept this car looking exactly as it should, with the usual kidney grills, the BMW logo that hasn't changed in a very long time. This one has lots of carbon fiber bits around the exterior, and from factory these even have carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber trunk lid, carbon fiber drive shaft. They've gone a long ways in making sure that the car is lightweight. The other things that they've done to improve the weight of the car, keep that down, has been aluminum hood, aluminum fenders, aluminum control arms all the way through. This car is way lighter than so many other competitors out there. It's got these striking headlights, and it's got the unmistakable kind of halo around there, which isn't exactly the same as it used to be, but it's unmistakable. It's BMW. Under the hood of this F80 M4 is a 3-liter inline 6 twin turbocharged engine, producing 425 horsepower, 409 pound-feet of torque, propels it from 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. It's very quick, drives fantastic. Of course, you'll see that part a little bit later here. Now, looking at the back of the M4, we can see the carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler that they've added. Of course, the roof that you could see before, it's got the nice lower valence there too in carbon fiber. It's got the twin dual exhausts out each side. And one of the interesting things about this car is when BMW was making these, they wanted the coefficient of drag to be the same between the M3 and the M4. Of course, this is a departure from the previous generation where you didn't have an M4. The M3 was both a 2-door and a 4-door. Here with the M4, they wanted to make sure that everything was going to be the same between both cars. So what they did for the aerodynamics was, because of course shorter roofline, different shape of roofline, coefficient of drag is going to be different. So they went out of their way to make a custom trunk lid especially for the M4 that is designed a little bit differently. So it's actually got a built-in little kind of ducktail spoiler, of course underneath the carbon fiber that has been added, just to make sure that everything was going to be the same between both cars. So performance-wise, there wasn't going to be a huge difference between them.
All right, well, here we are in the 2015 BMW M4. This thing needs fuel, but we're not going to pay attention to that. We're just going to try to get what we can out of it. So first impressions, what do you think?
It feels great. Like, the steering wheel is nice and thick. It's thick. It's got paddles in the right positions. Surprisingly, the signal lever is really easy to get at.
No, really? In a BMW?
Yeah, in a BMW. It's amazing. Wow. Impressive.
So it's right there.
Yeah,
it's right there, and it works.
Yeah, well,
we know that.
Does it?
Hey.
It does. Look at that.
All right.
One of the worst signal setups still, I think, in a BMW, but it's okay. You get used to it as you drive it.
The suspension is really tight, but not uncomfortable. It feels right. It feels proper.
Yeah, it feels like how a sports car should feel, which is really impressive because a lot of sports cars are so kind of boring now.
Yeah,
almost time.
That's
it's
true.
It's either too much or too little, or it's the best of all worlds. Whereas I think this is definitely on the sports side of it, and I appreciate that. BMW has just done a really fantastic job on these cars.
Yeah.
And I know the new generation is out now. Obviously with different looks that I'm personally not a fan of.
Yeah, no, neither am I. This styling, this particular generation just kind of hits the nail on the head with the styling, at least for me.
Yeah, I like this. It seems like BMW had kind of a weird phase there for a little while. They had the E30, E36, E46, kind of all that stuff hit the mark, and then they just kind of, I don't know. I don't think they went in the right direction for a little while. And I'm just looking at this, and I think we need to put it into sport mode because it's in efficient right now, which is very boring.
That is boring, and you can hear that. Valves open.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
Just that little bit.
Yeah.
I guess I'll throw it in manual mode too, because why not, right?
Yep. Gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
this particular one as well. There's been some extra carbon fiber additions that have made their way into the cabin. Yeah, I mean, they look good. It complements all the exterior carbon fiber, all the front lip, the rear spoiler, the rear diffuser. A lot of carbon fiber on this car. I don't know that it does much for weight, but these cars are surprisingly light. They're just over 32 or 3,300 pounds, which for a BMW is surprising, and for a full-size BMW is even more surprising.
Yeah, for a newer car,
Yeah.
that's really impressive.
Oh, the braking's good. There is little to no turbo lag, and definitely no turbo lag between shifts. Again, that's the dual clutch. You never have to worry about that. There's not enough time between gear changes to be able to lose any kind of boost pressure. So it just pulls pretty consistently through each shift.
But just kind of having a look around the cabin here, it's a really comfortable place to be. The seats are very, very bolstered. They hold you extremely well. The bolsters are adjustable, as well as the lumbar support. They're multi-way adjustable seats, fully automatic, fully electric, memory seating. You know, all the standard issue luxury features in that regard. And just the overall feeling just being in here is really nice. The steering wheel is the appropriate size where it's small enough to be maneuverable and it doesn't feel like you're trying to drive a cruise ship, but at the same time, you can still see the gauges clearly. It's a nice tight gauge cluster, really easy to see everything, really, really bold and easy to read. Again, a really, really nice experience. You can see over the top of the gauge cluster here and across the hood. And just looking from here, you see that big hump, the really nice big M3 M4 hump in the hood that's extremely present from pretty well every angle of this car. Something really interesting, if you have a look around on the interior here and specifically at the gear shift, you'll notice that there's no park button. So this is a 7-speed dual clutch semi-automatic transmission that has paddle shifters just as you would expect. However, there's no park. There's no button to indicate where to park, and it's not like an F1 in a Ferrari or an E-gear in a Lamborghini or something like that where you just throw it in neutral and pull the e-brake and shut it off. You actually leave it in drive and just shut it off. And as you do that, the gear selector, gear position indicator on the dash just changes to a P. So it automatically puts itself in park, but you have to leave it in drive. But yeah, it just feels very unnatural to just shut the car off while you're still in drive. So in terms of tech, it's fully featured, kind of exactly what you would expect for the era, and a little bit extra. So dual zone climate control, you got both front heated leather seats, Harman Kardon 9-speaker premium sound system in here that sounds absolutely phenomenal. Got a 6.5-inch display, so a little bit larger than average. It's also got the iDrive touch control down here, which is really uniquely BMW. They're all touchpad controls in the center console to be able to control the 6.5-inch screen up top. That contains everything from your radio functions, Bluetooth, CD, DVD inputs, as well as climate control. It's all integrated into one nice package here. As this is a full-size coupe, you do have rear seats, although there's not a whole ton of space back there. A lot more than anything else comparable in this class, though, for sure. The rear seats are very heavily bucketed, so they actually kind of slide down. They really slope down into the back. So you're not going to have too much problems with headroom, which is a common problem with vehicles of this size and style. But this is, BMW was thinking a little bit ahead here, and with the sloping of the seat, you do gain that extra headroom. What you don't gain is the legroom. However, there is ample legroom for both the driver and the passenger in the front. So if you did have people in the back, you could pretty easily fit them back there, so long as they're not Michael Jordan, and slide the seat forward on either side. And it's still very comfortable seating position. There is lots of room in this car. So that about does it with kind of a brief overview of this gorgeous M4. Thank you for watching to the end. We really do appreciate that. Thank you again to Toro Automotive for letting us borrow this vehicle, and that's the showroom that we're in at the moment. This car again is for sale. The link is in the description. And yeah, like and subscribe and let us know what you'd like to see featured. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.